Now, when I was younger, I moved to a new school where I met new people, made new friends, and I had a new friend group. We had fun, spent lots of time together, but as time went on, I adopted new beliefs, new vocabularies, and more behaviors. Now, growing up with video games, it was just like a hobby of mine. I'll be playing every day, every now and then, but I wasn't that addicted. With my new friend group, we would spend most of our time online because they were all into video games. We would play for hours and hours, but as time went on, the more I was consumed by video games. Now, this video is not about video games, rather, it's about your friends and your circle. Now, I used to be in a friend group where everyone was just toxic, and to this day, I find myself with some behaviors and beliefs that was planted into me that they started doing so I can just fit in. It's crazy because I barely talk to them now. And the Prophet ﷺ said, the example of a good pious companion and an evil one is that of a person carrying musk and other blowing a pair of bellows. The one who's carrying musk will either give you some perfume as a present, or you will buy some from him, or you will get a good smell from him, but the one who's blowing a pair of bellows will either burn your clothes, or you will get a bad smell from him. Now we all heard the quote, you are the average of the 5 people you spend your most time with. Now, thinking about it, it's true. My beliefs, my thinking, and everything, and especially habits, they all changed since I was introduced to this old friend group. Most of our habits come from the people close to us. If you chill around with people who just play video games and you don't, you'll eventually fall into it. A good example is you're hanging out with people who work out and you don't. Eventually, you will start working out too because it's your circle. Now we pick our habits from 2 main sources, people close to us and the majority. We pick our habits from the people that surround us. You realize that you subconsciously imitate the people that you spend most of your time with, be it words, behaviors, etc. The more you are close to someone, the more likely you are to pick their habits. And there's a study that also shows that the chance of someone becoming obese increases by 57% if he has a friend that's obese. And just like I said earlier, there's also a good side to it. If your friend group starts going to the gym, you will eventually start going too. The majority. Our environment has also a big effect on our habits. We usually follow what's normal and what's everyone doing and what's considered normal. For example, back in school, I remember when everyone started using Instagram. I used to use Messenger at that time, but I made the switch to Instagram to fit in and just be like the rest of them. Just because everyone was going into it, I went with the flow. I wanted to fit in. Now, that's a problem because in most cases, it's something negative. A positive example can be in school. Imagine this. Suddenly, everyone is working harder. Everyone's grades are going up except you. You won't just say the same, would you? You would try to even work harder because deep down, you don't want to be left out. Now, that's a good thing if you think about it, but it isn't always the case. Now, bro, take a look at your friends. Do they cheer you up to work hard on your goals? Do they remind you to pray? Do they remind you of Allah? Or are they just cheering you when you're doing haram? For example, when you try to get on your deen, they just make fun of you, even though they're all Muslims. Now try this. Try to find people who care for your dunya as well as your akhirah. And it's not easy to find them. But yeah, bro, that's it. Assalamu alaikum.